Good morning, everyone. We are going to do a scrappy block. I'm going to show you how I made the block for this pillow topper, which I made the other day out of scraps that I had been cutting from the Lori Holt quilt, which we're going to do in a few minutes as well. That'll be a separate video. But I have scraps here, and I had been trimming down as I went. So as I cut a fat quarter, I would cut 5-inch squares, 2.5-inch squares, whatever I could cut out of it. Mainly 5 and 2s. I cut a couple 6s, and I thought, well, that's kind of odd. I'll just cut 5s and 2s. So that's what I was doing. And these are the scraps. Turn you guys all the way down slowly here. These are some of the scraps. Now this piece came out of like that scrap bundle, but this is all of the scrap. And make sure my iron's getting hot, because you're going to need your iron. Yes, I hear it steaming. So we're just going to dig through here, and I'm going to find a pretty good size little block. Okay, like right here. Oh, I have not used this pink one. Let's use this pink one. So I find like a pretty good size block. You can do 2 smaller pieces, crumbs, and then I'm going to find some strips. There's some longer strips. Let's look for some. Okay, there's a short strip. And I've been playing with my tension, so hopefully the tension on this thing, and let me change my foot too, was a little loose. It's a little loosey-goosey. Come on, you can slide under there. I know you can. There we go. And I'm just going to sew these 2 pieces together. Doesn't have to be perfect. Don't have to be square. We're going to square it up. This will tell me if my tension. I'm almost out of bobbin. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to hit it with iron. We're going to open it up. Hold it there for just a second. And then I'm going to take a small ruler. You guys know I love this little 2-inch ruler, and somebody had asked me about this 2-inch ruler. This one is a Creative Grids, and it came in one of our subscription boxes. One of you guys had asked me about it. I love this little ruler for little pieces like this. Now, if you can't find this little ruler, which I'm sure since it's Creative Grids, I got it in a pineapple box. There it is. It was a pineapple box. I have this Omni Grids ruler as well. It's a 2.5-inch. And I got this one on Amazon or at a quilt. I got it somewhere. And I put the extra little sticky tabs on the back so they don't slide so much. But yeah, I love this little ruler. Okay. So we're going to take this little ruler, and I'm going to take this center line where I sewed. I'm going to line it up on my ruler. That's going to be my line there to go by. And I'm going to square up that side. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And I'm not even measuring. I don't care how big the square is. I just want it squared. Okay, and then we can come back with, I don't want a piece that big. Here's a piece, but it's got selvage on it. So you know what? We're just going to trim the selvage off. And it don't even really have to be straight, because this is scrappy. And then I went this way, so now I'm going to turn it and go down this way. And if it overhangs a little bit, it overhangs. You're going to trim it off. Doesn't matter. Get my pedal over here because it has shifted. It's moved on me. I want to thank all you guys for your lovely, fantastic, amazing comments on my last video. Like I said, I just try to keep this channel happy and positive. I mean, we don't have time for negative Nellies. We just don't have time. And again, I'm just going to open it. Then we're going to take our ruler again and I could use that piece possibly again. I'll throw that back in there. Maybe I'm going to square this side up a little bit better. There we go. I like that better. So now that I've gone this way, I'm going to go this way, kind of like log cabin. And let's grab this green right here. And you just keep going around the block. Easy peasy. And that's all you got to do. And you know your block is square because you're squaring as you go. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to take the 5-inch square and square it completely up at the end. So, I mean, it doesn't, you don't even have to trim these little ends. I just don't like them in my way. I like a nice straight line. It just helps me when I'm sewing. It just helps. But you can sew these however. If you don't want to sew them in the direction I'm, you know, like going around, you can sew them however you want to. Get under there. But this is a great way to use up your scraps. And somebody had asked me about a crumb quilt, and I do have some crumb blocks made. I think it's out of Halloween fabric. They're floating around here somewhere. They're floating around in here somewhere. I'm actually going to take a little bit of that green off because it's frayed. So I'm just going to take that little bit of frayed off. Frayed edge. Shave and a haircut. Okay, and then what I do is I take my my big block here and I'll lay it down on top, and I really just need like 2 more strips and you'll have it. So I'm looking for kind of a wider piece. Or you can do a bunch of skinny pieces. I've done that too. And that is good for this side. See that little piece? We'll throw that back in there. So now I need a nice piece along the top because I'm short there. So let's see if I can find. We'll take this yellow. And yes, this one came in that little scrap bundle. So she's kind of frayed up, but it's okay. All you got to do is just come back, clean up that edge. Unless, you know, I just don't like a whole lot of strings hanging out. If I can not have a lot of strings hanging out. Okay, so now I'm just going to trim this off. It does not have to be straight because we're going to trim it again. And I did change my blade. Now we're going to take your square. It can be a 5-inch square, 6-inch square, whatever. You know, it can be any size square. And you're just going to lay it on top. Okay. We're just going to lay it on top. And you can move your square around however you want. So if you want more of this brown, go over toward the brown. I wish I could zoom you in this way, but I don't think I can. I can bring you down like this a little bit. If you want more of this green, you can bring it over this way and have a little less of the brown. I am going to use, I think, a little bit more of the green. So I'm going to, and this one, I need to buy some more of those slippy, anti-slippy things. Hold it down firmly. I don't have the little slippy things on this one. And I do have a turning mat somewhere. I gotta go back through this craft room. Okay, and then once I have those two sides cut, I'm gonna turn it. Hold it again. Go up this side, and then I'll go across this bottom. Be sure not to cut your arm. And then that's what I got off the edges. And then here is our finished block. And that's how you make these little cutesy blocks. Just like that. And you can turn them however you want to. You can sew them wonky. I mean, you can sew them however you want to, but that's all you got to do. You just make you one square and then just start framing around however you want to. See, make you one or a 2 block. Some of mine are 1 block. This one's a 1 block with the going around. This one's a 2 block with them going around. This one's a 1 block with them going around. I mean, you can do it however you want to do it. But that's it. Easy peasy. And then I just sewed 9 blocks and did a square of 3 by 3. I think the other day I said 9 in a row, but I did 9 blocks and then I did 3 by 3 to make this really pretty pillow top that I need to finish. But yeah, that's how you make your block. I'm going to tuck this up underneath like I always do. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy way to use up all your scraps. Use up any scraps you want to, but I'm trying to use up all this Lori Holt, and I'll make some more of these squares. But our next video is going to actually be starting the quilt. So I'm excited about that. So I have all this out here. We're gonna start the quilt, but I gotta pay attention to my time. I have a doctor's appointment, but it's not till later this afternoon, so we can make a couple blocks. So here, there's that block. Stay tuned. Be sure you subscribe. If you want to support this channel, there is a link down below where you can just buy me coffee. You guys know I love my coffee. I need to stay caffeinated. And I did open an Amazon storefront. I will start having links to products down below through Amazon. So there is a small commission. Doesn't cost you anymore, but it helps me out as a small channel. And it'll be like products I use, products you guys are always asking, where did you get that? What is that? I will start having those linked down below for you guys to easily click on. I shop Amazon. All my stuff comes from Amazon. It's crazy. But I'll have that down below for you guys. So it's easy peasy to find things. All right. I'll see you in just a minute, and we're going to start the Lori Holt quilt.